it's your time to shine with all things fabulous with First for Women on Afternoon Express. For insurance with a host of fabulous benefits, call 0861 11 18 44 or SMS FIRST to 49267.
Good afternoon, South Africa. Very warm welcome to Afternoon Express right here on SABC3. I'm Bonang Mateba. Probably wondering why I'm all alone. Well, Jeannie D is out in Germany living the very best of the good life with top billing. And Miss Bonnie Bully, well, she's not feeling so well because the weather is outside is just so, you know. And I've been away all week last week, so they made sure that I do all the work today. But ladies, I miss you. It's going to be another awesome dose of Afternoon Express today. Lovely to be back on a Motivation Monday. And today, I'm going to be prescribing for you a dose of medicine for your soul. In case you did not know, yesterday the world celebrated the very first International Yoga Day. People all over the world gathered in places like New York's Times Square, Eiffel Tower, in Paris, and 36,000 people gathered at India's New Delhi, the capital of India, New Delhi. 36,000, the biggest yoga session in history. They made history. So that's what we're celebrating today, yoga as a way of life. Odelle de Wet, South African actress, is here. She's a yoga instructor. Did you know that? So that's what we're asking you today. Do you do yoga? Do you enjoy it? Let us know. We are live and we do love hearing from you at Afternoon Chat on Twitter. You can also call us 083 913 3278. Use our official hashtag Afternoon Express and let's get chatting. A little bit later, we are going to be taking your calls. But what is Afternoon Express without a little bit of dinner? I'm not alone. Danilo is in the kitchen. How are you doing, sugar?
I'm doing so well. Bonang, I think London has done you so good. You're looking absolutely divine today. So it's good to be on Afternoon Chat today. My name is Danilo and welcome to the Loft. Today in our studio, we're also joined by Irshaad Ally. He's an actor, presenter, and I'm actually very sad we've put you right next to the kitchen. How's the fast been going?
Yeah, I'm fasting today, and they put me next to this brisket and all this. I can just smell the food, it's unfair.
But it's been going well so far.
It's been going very well, actually. I love the fast. It's the best time of the year for me. It's a time to reflect and a time to become a better person, so I love this time of the year.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to be chatting to him about his Four Corners gig that he's up to at the moment. Plus, he's a big fitness and health freak, so it's also Man Crush Monday, apparently, today too. We're also joined by Woolworths product developer under Dlepu. And seeing as yesterday was the winter solstice and it was probably getting into the coldest part of winter, it's now in full swing, we want something hearty today.
That is correct. So today we've got a wonderful slow-cooked beef brisket, which we'll be serving with a roasted cauliflower mash on the side.
And cauliflower seems to be the trending vegetable at the moment, right?
That is correct, and that's why I've gone for the cauliflower mash instead of having a potato mash today.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you guys can cook along with us. All you need to go is to our website, www.afternoonexpress.co.za. The shopping list is there, the recipe's there, so you can cook along with us live on air. Otherwise, Bonang did mention 083 913 3728 is the number you can dial to get hold of us live on air and chat to any of our guests. Afternoon Chat on Twitter. Use the hashtag Afternoon Express. Otherwise, on Facebook and Instagram, Afternoon Express. Do interact with us live on air. Bonang is standing by with our first guest.
Indeed, I am. Thank you so much, Danilo. You might know her as the deep and dark Pharaoh Borman from Isidingo, but in reality, she's a very sweet, gentle soul. Joining me on the couch is renowned South African actress and yoga instructor Odelle de Wet. Lovely to have you. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely. Yeah?
Thank you so much. But let's start with your acting career. I mean, you played a lot of baddies on screen, always the villain, but in real life, like I said, you're such a sweet, you're such a gentle soul. You know, was it a bit of a difficult for you to get into those characters and
My
those
boyfriend
roles?
might disagree with me.
Where is he?
I left him at home.
Yeah. So he would say something different. Are you quite,
No,
you know?
I can be feisty. I've got a
Okay.
feisty side. I do think that all actors have a shadow side to them, well, all people, and you should also use that. You know, especially with all the characters that you will play. So mainly you are aspiring to be a kind person, a nice person. I mean, obviously I think we all are, and that's maybe the yoga side of me. But we all have a shadow self, I believe. And those are very creative parts of you that you should use and for the good.
But I think, you know, creatives in general have, you know, different layers within them. But before we get into your yoga part of you, you started acting at the age of 7. The decision to get into acting, and when was your first break?
I started acting because I was extremely shy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No,
and what did acting do for you and your shyness?
I think it just gave me a lot of confidence. My mom actually saw potential, which I don't actually know how you see it in a child that shy. But she sent me for acting classes just to open up and just to be able to stand and greet people and, not hide under a dress when someone wants to greet me.
Yes.
That's how shy I was. I was very quiet, extremely quiet, And I still am, obviously. It stays, it remains with you. She sent me for classes, and the teacher actually said this child has a psychological problem. She has a dead face. So please take her to a psychiatrist and not to a drama teacher. So my mom, obviously quite feisty and also quite...
the opposite.
She was just like, I will prove you wrong. And she started writing because she's very creative, and she's very good at acting. And she just started training me, and it took off. And I studied it, and then I got Isringo just after I finished.
That's amazing. You know what I always asked actors and actresses that I interview is, do you take anything from any one of the characters that you play? Any characteristics or lessons or, things that you remember or things that help you grow as a human being?
Yeah, I tend to play characters who are quite money or power hungry. Well, mostly, or very confused, or extremely confused, and then thinking that money and power will bring them the happiness that they want. And I think what I've learned from that is that it definitely does not.
Does not work at all.
I mean, in all the characters that I've played, every time they seek money, every time they seek power, they end up unhappy, being maybe written out of the soap, so unhappy.
Well, let's talk about your reality now. I mean, you just completed your yoga training diploma, and you did say that you want to be and do yoga full-time. Have you always wanted to be a yoga instructor? Or did it come along as you were, in the journey of being an actress?
Yeah, I actually watched a movie at school once, and it was with Madonna and Rupert Everett, and she was a yoga instructor. And all I remember from the movie was there was this beautiful space with like water and rocks, and then the studio. And I just remember thinking, I would love to create a space for people to come and relax and not worry and just be themselves, and not specifically yoga or anything. And I was also always into esoteric and the Eastern philosophy, and always took an interest in that. And then, my journey with yoga is that I got sick in 2010, and
you were sick?
Yeah, I got a cancer growth, which I then had removed, which was great. I mean, it was wonderful. But that obviously created a lot of anxiety, paranoia even, I mean, to the extreme. You faced kind of with your own mortality. I wouldn't say that, I went through the journey of normal cancer patients. I mean, it was just removed, so I was very lucky. But that just put me on the journey of yoga. I went online and I was just like, I'm doing it now. I'm looking for a school, and I did a year-long teacher's training.
And of all the therapy methods in the world, why specifically yoga? What does it do for you, your mind, your body, your soul?
Yeah, I think it's a link. I think you're linking body, mind, and soul. And I think working through the mind to get to the body, and also focusing on the body to get to the mind. You are just working all the different layers for me. And it's challenged me a lot.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about myself. And
what have you learned about yourself, as a journey from being just, practicing and doing yoga to actually becoming a yoga instructor and living it as a way of life every single day?
I've learned that I'm actually quite in competition with myself a lot.
Wow.
So where usually I think to myself, no, I don't like competition at all, because I don't. Now that has just shown me, no, actually you do. You push yourself to the limits where you actually get hurt, and then you need to go, this is too far.
Hurt how? You mean physically or emotionally?
Physically hurt, or you actually become sad because of, obviously, some emotions have been stirred up because of some poses. That's what poses do to you. It opens you up, and you may be vulnerable. And where I've actually learned to go, okay, my body is trying to tell me to stop, to just take a step back and become the observer. So that's something else. Also, what I've learned is, what is your purpose in life? I've got a keen interest in that, What is it that I'm actually here to do on earth? Why am I here? To entertain, or to maybe there's something...
Is there a journey, means to an end?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And also process, to focus on the process, not on the goal.
I got you.
Yeah.
I love that. It's just so, so powerful. And talking about poses, a little bit later, you are going to be giving us a bit of a demonstration. I'm dressed, obviously, to kill. So Danilo will be doing all of that. So, Odell, you're not going to go anywhere. Thank you very much for being here. She's going to be giving us a few, things and poses, yoga poses that you can do in your home. But that's the question we're asking you today. Yoga as a way of life. Do you enjoy it? Do you do it? What kind of yoga do you do? Tweet us, call us, do what you need to do. We do love hearing from you. But don't go anywhere. After the break, Odell will be giving us an exclusive demonstration, and we speak to Irshaad Ally. We'll be right back. Afternoon Express right here on SABC3, straight after the break.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on SABC3. It's a Motivation Monday right here in the loft. And today we're giving you a bit of prescription, a dose of medicine for your soul as we continue to speak about yoga as a way of life and just motivating, inspiring you, everybody else that's watching, to live a better, healthier way of life. He has become a familiar face on local television as a presenter for Pasela on SABC2. More recently, he showcased his acting prowess when he played the antagonist in the acclaimed local production Four Corners. The film was also South Africa's entry into the Oscars in 2014. Joining me right now is Irshaad Ally in the loft. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hello, welcome. I'm just
How
amazed.
are you?
I'm good. I'm amazed at how well she does that.
Well,
Wasn't that good?
I'm amazed at how well you act. I mean, it's my job. I need to know how to present.
No, but that was good. That was good.
Thank you very much.
I'm impressed.
Let's talk about, your small role in Homeland. How was that? Did you have any scenes with
Homeland. How'd you guys-
Claire? Yeah.
I had no scenes with Claire. I had a scene with the other guy, Manny. What was his character name? I can't remember. We called him Manny. He was quite an intensive character. And there was a time on set where he even cried off camera about his work there, how important it was for him to get this scene right. He literally cried.
Yeah.
A consummate professional. I hung out I captured him. I played a Talimar and I captured him. And we hung out in a van. I handcuffed him. Handcuffed him.
Why?
And I threw him against the van,
Why?
Because he's from the CIA, and yeah, I needed to do that.
Boys will be boys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, we know you from Pasela, so it was so intriguing and fascinating for us to watch you sort of climb into the skin of your character in the movie Four Corners.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about gangsterism, it's all about drugs. It was set around, the Cape Flats.
Yeah.
How was that experience, playing that role, becoming that person?
It was a great experience. It was a culmination of a lot of my experiences coming from Cape Town, having studied drama, having gone through a lot of things myself. And it was also, what I liked about that work was the fact that I had to do loads of research. I wanted to get it right. I wanted to get every single thing right. And I had to go and interview people. I remember speaking to this one gangster guy, and the first thing he said to me, because fear is the most important thing in that world, fear. If you want to control that little world, it's with fear. And those guys, the first thing they would tell you was about how they would do bad things. The one guy said to me straight, he looked me straight in the face and he said to me, the first line he said to me was, I went to prison for murder, for killing somebody. And he said it to
So
me.
he wants to instill the fear in you, and that's how he controls your mind.
Their currency.
Is that it?
It's their currency. It's their currency over there.
But early on, you said your own experiences, playing, this particular character. What do you mean when you say own experiences? Did you have a history when you were young with
everybody knows.
Gangsterism and drugs?
Yeah, everybody knows. I mean, I think a lot of people know that I was involved with a lot of gang activity and drugs on the Cape Flats. I grew up in Woodstock. We lived in Hanover Park. We moved to Manenberg and then lived in Woodstock. And I got involved with drugs and the wrong kinds of people. And yeah, man, I mean, the character I played, I got robbed by that kind of guy so many times.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
so was it hard or difficult for you? Was it easy, or was it, because you have experienced it, was it easier for you to get into this role, or was it difficult because it just brought back all these memories of the person that you were?
It was easy. I'm not going to lie. It was easy. It was really easy. Not that I can do it right now.
Yeah.
I don't think I can, because I've derailed from that, and how I derailed is... I'm Muslim and we pray, and our prayer is very physical. We have to go down and saying all those things. I was able to release all of that gangster stuff from the character.
But with that said, how do you do that for a youngster that's watching right now, is watching Afternoon Express and wants to kind of break out of that? It's obviously not very easy. And, you know, how do you motivate them and inspire them to say, hey, move away from this, this is what you need to do? Prayer is one thing.
Prayer is one thing.
Yeah.
I stick by that. I say prayer is one thing. Talking to the man above, try and reflect. I always say, a lot of us don't reflect. We're just living it, and life just goes by, and we allow things to happen to us. You know, we allow ourselves to believe that I'm supposed to be a gangster, I'm supposed to be this or that. But it's very young, though. Very difficult for a young guy for a 19-year-old to go and sit, even 14-year-old to go and reflect about who am I and why am I this way.
They don't even know yet who they are.
Exactly. But if you're out there, go out and reflect and think about who you are and what you're about.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But I mean, watching you and seeing you over the years, you're quite a fitness fanatic. Do you have a gym? And what is your routine every day? What do you eat? What do you do? Do you do yoga? Do you work out?
Yeah, I'm not that good at yoga.
What's the 411? How come you look like a tall glass of milk?
Whoa. Ooh.
What I gotta
Anyway, I'm fasting, Bonang.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so
Listen,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But listen, I box. I box a lot. I do a lot of kickboxing also. I used to do a lot of weights, but I don't, and I run. But I do basic things to keep fit. Yes.
And to keep zen and to keep motivated and to keep, you know, at peace and tranquil.
I do a lot of alone time, eh?
Me too.
I do. That's my thing.
That's my
alone
thing.
time is my thing. I go out and I just want to go watch a movie, read a book, but I do it on my own. And I think I reflect a lot. So that's that zen thing that you're talking about.
Have you ever tried yoga?
I have a little bit. I'm not good at it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I tried to do Bikram yoga, right? So Bikram yoga is all about like sweating in a very hot room. My eyelashes started falling off. My weave was all over the floor. I couldn't do it. I fell apart.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. But anyway, Irshad, you're not going anyway. He's still going to be in the loft with us. But standing by to give us, you know, easier ways of doing yoga is, of course, Odell and Danilo. You're going to show us a bit of, you know, stuff to do, right? Let me move across this way. Odell, all right, like I said, all right, I did Bikram yoga, and I just, awful, couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You've left it up to me.
My entire face was on the floor. So you and Danilo are going to show us a couple of easy-to-do poses, all right? Keep in mind, I'm not very flexible, Danilo, so take it away.
I'm not flexible either, so Odell. So if you guys at home are feeling like you've never done yoga before and want to try out, she's promised to give me something that a beginner can try and do and get yourself into. So please laugh with us. That's, I suppose, all we can do. So what are we doing?
We're going to do the sun salutations, okay? And usually they do it sunrise, sunset, but obviously because of the sun's energy that you're also getting, which makes you stronger.
So outdoors is probably a great place to do this.
Wonderful.
Or the loft.
But obviously, whenever you have time, just do it and do it as many times as you want.
Okay, cool.
Do it faster, do it slower, whatever. Okay, so
All
we
right,
come
so how do
to
we
the
start?
we come to the front of our mats. We place our feet hip width apart. Okay. We start with hands in prayer in front of the chest. And slowly, as you inhale, you reach up with your palms facing up towards the ceiling, slowly leaning back slightly. As you exhale, you come down, back straight as possible, all the way down into a forward bend. If you can't go all the way down, you can bend it, obviously. And you're trying to place your hands on the floor.
How do you do that?
So we're going into forward bend.
Oh my goodness.
From here,
Yeah.
you're just placing the weight on your hands. So
I
you're
can't
stepping.
even get to my hands. No way.
But if you bend your knees, you can.
Okay, cool.
So
There
now
we
we're
go.
stepping back with our right foot all the way back, placing the right knee on the floor. Okay. And then slowly coming up with the chest, slightly, leaving your hands behind, looking forward. And then placing the hands back next to the feet. And now we're going to step back with the left foot.
Okay.
So we're going to go into downward dog, which is what
I've heard of downward
everyone
dog.
loves. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think everyone.
you're using this foot to obviously push yourself up into
cool.
downward. So you're stepping back with the left, pushing up into downward dog.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Ow! You know what's the thing is
Danilo, you are terrible.
I know, it's my tendons on it. Ow,
Okay, slowly we're going to place our chest on the floor in between our hands.
Okay, that one I can do.
But if you're not strong enough to do that, you can first place your knees on the floor and then slowly bring your chest down.
I'm going to do the proper one.
Do the proper one, okay? Well, not the proper one, but just
the
and
strong
now
one.
also the knees on the floor. Chest on the floor, knees on the floor, and then we slowly come through into the cobra.
This is like the relaxing part of
Okay, now we're tucking the toes under.
Okay.
And then we're going to go back into Parvat, which is the downward dog. So
Okay.
we're pushing up.
Oh.
Through.
All right. So, Odell, but what would a good session of yoga, how long would it be? Would it be 30 minutes, 40 minutes every morning?
I usually do about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then we're stepping up. But I would say 45 minutes.
Okay.
Good. Forward bend. And slowly coming up.
Okay, I think Bonang probably do this in her dress too.
No, shan't.
Palms together.
I refuse.
And this you can just repeat and repeat and repeat.
What are some of the benefits of doing something like this for 45 minutes a day?
Well, I mean, it's
Flexibility.
You're focusing on flexibility, you're focusing on strength as well.
Yeah.
And it can also be like a cardiac exercise because you can go faster and faster and faster.
Yes, say that again.
Yeah. You're already tired.
Yeah. And I know you also taught me a little bit about breathing before, and yoga is not only about the stretching body. You can do a bit of breathing with us. Want to join us for some breathing?
No.
Okay.
You're not finished.
I'm not done.
You're going to go again.
Okay, can I go again?
Yeah, quickly.
We want to do a
don't
quick
have
little
a lot of
breathing
time,
exercise.
Danilo.
I want to learn
you're
about
enjoying
it.
this, by the way.
I think I am because it's something new, and I'm really excited to learn about yoga because it's a new craze. It seems to be like the new trend. So, yeah, let's try.
But also with we call it pranayama, which is the breathing exercises. So we are trying to focus on lessening the anxiety and depression that everyone's feeling, okay? So we're taking our awareness into our abdomens because usually when we're anxious, we go into the chest.
Odell,
So
I'm gonna cut you there because we have to go for an ad break. But once we come back,
we do the breathing.
Yeah, because I want to get into more comfortable shoes because I actually really want to learn
do this?
how to do the breathing. All right, so
I
make
like
sure you
this.
don't go anywhere. Afternoon Express right here on SBC3. Straight after this, don't move.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Hope you're enjoying your afternoon with us right here in the loft. Don't forget to give us a call, 083-913-3728, and you can chat to any of our guests live. That's the beauty of Afternoon Express right here on the show. So now, Odell, before the ad break, we were talking a bit about breathing. Do you mind taking me through a breathing exercise? Because it's apparently so good for anxiety.
Anxiety, yes. So usually we breathe in the chest, but now we're going to just open it up, so taking it into the abdomen.
Okay.
So what I suggest is just starting small, and as you inhale, you take small increments. So you exhale completely. And
Do it
then
with us at home, please.
Try it. So we inhaling and pausing, and inhaling and pausing, and inhaling and pausing. And then we hold it, and then slowly we just exhale in one smooth exhalation. So what we're learning is that there's so much more space in the abdomen to breathe and not taking it into the chest. So as soon as you get anxious, just think, take it into my abdomen. There's a much broader space, and just breathe from there.
Can I show you something very funny?
Yes.
If I breathe into my abdomen, I can look like I'm pregnant.
Are you bringing it up because someone asked me if I'm pregnant?
No, this is
Because I
apparently...
stand like this all the time.
She stood like this, and apparently she was doing her breathing exercise and got a bit of a bump, and someone said, oh, congratulations, how many months?
Yeah.
Super awkward. But apparently it's good for you too, so make sure you guys do try these exercises at home at least once a day. 45 minutes, this helps with your flexibility too. But speaking about the benefits of yoga, Bonang's got a very, very interesting set of guests with us on the couch.
Thank you very, very much. That's what we want to hear from you today. Call us. Danilo did give you the details earlier on. And let us know, yoga, as a way of life, do you do it? Do you enjoy it? We do love hearing from you. Our official hashtag is #AfternoonExpress. But we know that yoga opens the body and it clears the mind. It is used by millions of people around the world and in their daily lives. But right now, I'm joined by Leela, Codron and Bergman from SevaUnite, who are using yoga in a very unconventional and somewhat of a controversial way. Thank you so much for coming to Afternoon Express. Prison yoga. Before we get there, what does SevaUnite do exactly?
So the Prison Freedom Project takes yoga and mindfulness to incarcerated men and women in and around prisons in Cape Town and in Pretoria.
That's incredible. Now, with SevaUnite, where did the idea begin? Before I ask, the benefits of yoga for people in prison, to imagine it, who came up with it? When did it begin? How old is this particular project?
We've been running the Prison Freedom Project for about 5 years now.
Yes.
The actual organization is about 8 years old. And one of the lesser known branches of yoga that we decided that we want to propagate and see more of in the world besides the postures and things is Seva Yoga, which is the path of selfless service, where you go and try to help and uplift people as a path to understanding yourself more deeply. So the whole organization was founded around that principle of let's create opportunity for people to figure out what it is that they want to do to help the world and go out and do it.
And of all the places in the world, prisons. You know, you could have gone to schools, you could have gone to universities, you could have gone to, you know, corporations all across Cape Town or South Africa. Why particularly, you know, prisons?
Well, we like
Leela.
to joke that it's a captive audience.
Excuse the
So,
fun.
yeah.
Yes.
But also statistically, between 60 and 90% of people who offend re-offend within 1 to 3 years of being released. So just identifying a group that could really use a tool that will help them relax, be less stressed, be more in touch with themselves, who they are, what they want from this world, get their bodies flexible, their minds calm.
Yeah,
It's kind
and I
of a
mean, going
no-brainer.
in, what happens? Do you, you know, obviously in prisons, everybody is, you know, different stages and different levels. Is everybody, do they do the yoga session together, or is it different groups? How exactly does it work? Can you walk us through one SevaUnite session in prison?
Well, we teach in different sections. So we teach in the admission center, the juvenile section, the female block. So each class is a little bit different, but generally in the admission center.
And are the methods different? Are the, you know, the
yoga that we teach is very,
Yeah.
very adaptable to
Okay.
the sort of section that you're in. So recently we've just been accepted in the mother-baby unit of Polesmore. And there it'll be a very different yoga that we teach because the mothers will be there with their children. And there's a lot of then interaction and cultivating and developing that relationship between mother and child through yoga practices. So that will be modified, but in most of the other places it's all very, very simple stuff that we've adapted so that they can do it in a very small space because the cells are overcrowded. And sometimes they've just got the lying down on their bed space. So how do you do a whole sequence of postures? You don't, but you can do breathing and meditation and relaxation. And this is what the guys feed back to us, is what really benefits them as well.
And what's the reception like when, you know, you get there, you're like, hey, yo, let's do yoga. You know, what is the first thing that comes to their minds? And, you know, how do you convince them to say this is a method that's going to help you and make you a better person?
I mean, we were laughing when we were watching Odell do yoga now because that stretch and the strain, we often get, yoga's easy, man, it's cool. And then we get these hard guys come in doing...
Their legs are shaking.
Yeah, and it's great. It's really, really great. They're really keen to try. There's a lot of laughter. It's not so serious, you know. It's just really about feeling yourself out and going, oh, my left is actually more stiff than my right. Just having an awareness of where you are, how your body's feeling, what's easier, what's harder.
But what
And
are
the
some of the
yoga,
things, you know, the boys and girls, or men and women in prison, what have they said to you after a session? What has it done for them? You know, the private conversations that you have with them, anything special that stood out?
Yeah, there's been quite a few afterwards where the guys it switches on something that they've never been switched on to before, where they maybe have relaxed for the first time in who knows how long, and suddenly they're experiencing things about themselves that they just were never aware of. And I think coming from such a stressful place, they feel it much more than someone just going to a regular yoga class. So usually within one class, they feel so different that they want to do more.
Got you.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming through. I didn't even know SevaUnite existed and that yoga actually happens in prison. So thank you so much for coming through on this Motivation Monday. If you want to know more about SevaUnite, make sure you log on to our website, www.afternoonexpress.co.za. But Danilo, what's happening over there in the kitchen?
It is smelling good already, and all I can smell is raw ingredients so far. But Bonang did mention our website, and don't forget, another awesome thing you can find on our website are the ingredients and shopping list to the recipes we're making today. So under my understanding is we're making a braised brisket. Now, first of all, I've never heard of a brisket. What type of meat is that?
Well, brisket, basically, it's a cut from the beef. It comes from the side of the stomach, which it is traditionally quite a fatty and a tough
But
piece
a
of meat.
flavorful piece of meat.
That is correct. And today we will be braising it, so we'll be adding a lot of flavor to it and slow cooking it.
So is braising equivalent to slow cooking? Is that?
Exactly, but slow cooking it basically in either stock or in its own liquids.
Oh, okay.
So today we will be cooking it in stock. Just to start, maybe if you can just rub just if you take 2 teaspoons and just rub some mustard over just the layer of the beef brisket there. So just to start off, we're going to be rubbing it with mustard just to add a little bit of flavor to it while it cooks. And then straight from there, we'll just actually literally season it with salt and pepper. I'll just pour some oil just in the
pan so
pan
far.
so long just to get
A nice
warm.
thick based pan is probably the best to use.
That is
it?
correct. That is correct.
Okay.
So then straight after doing that, that's perfect.
Is that okay like that?
Yeah, that's perfect. You can actually just add some salt and pepper to it. Add some pepper there. That's perfect. Then I'll just add a sprinkle of molten salt.
Yo, my tummy is already growling after all of my yoga that we've been doing so far. Looking forward to this one.
So quite basically, I'm just going to put this in the pan now.
Do you want me to help you?
Yeah, if you don't mind
hold
just
it for
holding
you.
that for me. I'll use my hands for this.
Okay. And you
So
preheat.
I'm putting it skin side down. So I just need to add color to the meat and just
Yes.
actually get some flavor going in there now.
Brown braising, and it's obviously important to get your pan as hot as possible.
Hot as possible because you want to get quick color. In the oven, you're not going to get any color at all in the oven. So this is where you get your color and add your flavor.
Oh, amazing.
So straight from here, basically, I would ideally like it to sit maybe on the skin side for about 4 or 5 minutes, just to create nice crisp layer there. But today we're just going to just do it briefly, take it out, and then add some veg to it.
Amazing. So this gets the meat almost cooking slowly.
That is correct.
In the process. And I see you said that braising includes cooking in a sauce.
In a sauce. So today I'm going to be using some stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you've got a liquid stock here.
That is correct. So I'm using our liquid beef stock here today. But I mean, from a affordability point of view, we do have some wonderful beef stock cubes here, which is just
see.
wonderful. You just add a little bit of water, and that's it.
And the speciality about your brand new one, I heard there's a whole new feature to your new stock cubes.
That is correct. These ones are first on the market, which are MSG free and HVP free.
amazing.
So we're very happy about that. Yeah.
And what are some of the benefits of using a liquid stock as opposed to a dry cubed stock?
There is no real difference. It's just, well, there's a lot more flavor in here. Not that there isn't flavor in there, but just from an affordability point of view, we've got a lot of flavor
Okay, I
in
see.
these ones here. So I'm going to try to take this out now.
Do you want me to get this tray out again for you?
Yeah, you can maybe even just get me the
Plate.
The plate here. So ideally, I would like to do this on all sides and just get some color. You can see I've got a little bit of color on it. So now what I'm going to be
have a
doing
look
is
at
just
that.
getting the veg in the pan.
Okay.
So-
and you can use the same pot so you keep all the
That is
flavors
correct.
together.
So the flavor of the meat is in that pan. So that's what I want to keep. So straight up with onions, carrots. We can add the celery. And ideally, you want this to cook now and just actually get soft. So I'll
And you
be-
use all your hard vegetables first, I see.
that
you
is
put them all
correct,
over.
yeah. So I'll be adding garlic cloves. You might be thinking, why whole? And why not slice? But
Yeah, why whole?
I'm putting it whole today just because it's still going to be cooking in the oven for at least another hour and a half.
Oh, I
So
see.
That garlic is just going to be so juicy when it comes out there.
And it's always nice to have those garlic cubes because it's like it's a gift when you get to your plate and you dish yourself up the
And
portion
you
with a
get
little
the
garlic
garlic.
cube and you get to eat it and it's nice and sweet and it's so good for your body,
Yeah.
especially in this winter. It's a great antioxidant.
So now I'm going to be putting some herbs just to also add some more flavor. Lots of rosemary, lots of thyme, and a bit of sage there as well.
And what I love about what you're doing today is you're just putting things in whole.
Yeah.
There's none of this chopping up business, none of that. You're just putting it all in whole.
So these are just some dried bay leaves just to add some flavor to it as well.
Some of the
So you can
flavors coming out of
smell
this
that,
pot
you can
are
smell
already
that.
incredible.
So now you can smell that. Now I'm going to be deglazing this pan just to get those flavors which are stuck at the bottom, just adding a bit of the actual stock.
Okay.
And after doing that, just scratch the bottom and get those wonderful flavors out of there.
You mentioned that this is quite a long roasting process that needs to happen with this dish.
That is correct.
What
I
means
mean,
we don't have enough time to make all of the sauce and braise and...
well, if you don't have the time, I mean, we do have a range of slow cooking sauces at Willie's at the moment, which we've just recently launched. Right here, we've got a red wine sauce, which is basically made with red wine. And all
Lovely.
you need to do is just sear your meat and add that sauce and put it in the oven and forget
snap
about
and
it.
easy.
for-
But you're showing us how to do it if we want to make it ourselves, which I'm very excited about because
That's
I want
correct.
to learn this one.
So now just some tinned tomatoes.
Whole
Gonna
peeled.
add whole peeled tinned tomatoes, that's correct.
Already the colors inside the pan look incredible.
That is correct. So now you can actually just bring the brisket. So now ideally, I would just add the brisket to this, bring it to the boil just ever so gently, put the brisket in here, and just set your oven to 160 and make sure your oven is at 160, no higher than 160.
Okay.
So the trick about this is once you put the meat back in, is to close it.
So it can keep all those flavors nice and in there.
That is correct. So I'm not going to be covering it fully, just covering it maybe just 3/4 full. And then quite literally just closing it, putting it in the oven, having a glass of wine and forgetting about it for a while.
If I had a watch on, I would have a look and say, okay, by this time it'll be done, but you got your timer on, you're
That
ready
is
to go.
correct. So we can go straight into the oven with that now.
That's going to go straight into the oven. While we prepare this, you guys take a short ad break. Don't forget, give us a call, 083 913 3728 if you want to chat to any of our guests live, because all of that is happening after the break.
Win your share of 4 million rand in dreams. Dial *120 *762# to enter.
You're still watching Afternoon Express right here on SABC3. It's a Motivation Monday. Today we're talking yoga, we're talking health, fitness, we're talking motivation and inspiration. All our guests are still in the loft on the couch with me. Irshad is here, Odell, Brian, of course, Leela. And we are asking you today, yoga as a way of life. Do you do it? Do you enjoy it? And we've got Dale all the way from Cape Town. You're live on SABC3. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good afternoon, Banan. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much for calling. So you know my question, right, Dale? What is your answer?
Well, I think yoga is such a powerful tool because, it's an internal journey, and I think this is a way where you can just kind of internalize and focus on your being and who you are and, just kind of forget about the world. It just switches you off completely, which is great.
Absolutely.
And I also think that the prison yoga that they're doing is such a great idea because, like I said, it internalizes, and when, you're going through that, you need to kind of get down to who you are and just focus on that. So, yeah, I think it's amazing.
Fantastic. Well, Dale, thank you very much for your call. My last question to you, what kind of yoga do you do? And do you do it every single day?
No, I do it every now and again. It's not a thing that I do daily or, but when you feel the need to do it and just switch off and focus, then it's the perfect time.
Fantastic. Well, Dale, thank you very much. Have a wonderful week, and thank you so much for calling us.
Thank you so much, you too, Banan.
Cheers. But he said he loves SevaUnite and what, the both of you are doing in the prisons. But Irshaad said he doesn't do yoga. So let's say you meet somebody like Irshaad in the prison.
Yes.
And you're trying to convince them to do yoga. What do you say to them? How do you convince, a prisoner to get into something they've never ever done or even never ever heard of?
I was about to contest the fact that why must I be in prison? But it's good.
Thank goodness you're not in prison. But Brian, can you answer that for me?
We don't force anyone to come to the classes, so they've
Okay.
already chosen if they're there to come. But we usually say to the guys, because we do sometimes get a lot of resistance, particularly in the younger, the youth, we just get them to try one class and let them experience what it feels like. And usually, if they're not convinced after a class, then it isn't really for them.
Yeah.
But most of them are, because it has that effect. The yoga works.
I got you.
So we don't have to even sell it.
But Odell, as a yoga instructor, what would you say to somebody, like me, who doesn't really believe in yoga or doesn't really have the time to do yoga, doesn't really enjoy yoga? How do you start? What are some of the benefits? What do you say to somebody like me?
Well, I think I would ask you, what do you find is problematic maybe in your life?
Can I
Is
answer
it on
that?
an emotional level, on a
Stress?
mental level? I would ask you, and if you say, no, I've got nothing, I'm great, maybe you're just great. Maybe you don't need it. Maybe you don't want it. I would probably also say, well, come for a class. Usually our first class is for free. Just come, try it out. You've got nothing to lose. If you've got physical ailments, I might ask you, what have you got? And maybe just tell you, well, with yoga, maybe we can tap into this, or maybe we could try this, or maybe we can fix it like this. Are you willing? Are you open to try?
Because that's the thing about, convincing somebody to do something they have never, ever heard. But then how do you relax if you don't do any yoga, sort of meditation?
I'm sold by this yoga thing, and I'm not just saying it because
I'm also sold
I'm
on it
sold.
today.
Let me tell you why I'm sold. Everybody knows that I slouch. I sit like this. And look at these guys. Well,
yeah, and I'm also like this. I'm a ballerina. Well, I did ballet for like 15
look at
years,
this
so that's why
posture.
my
Look at this
posture's
posture.
like this.
I want to have good posture. I'm sold. And I also have this. I've got a sciatic nerve pain that always bothers me. I'm sure you guys would know how to remedy that. So maybe yoga, and I've been struggling with this pain for about 2 years. So maybe yoga is the way to go.
So Adele,
It's
does
like
it
Adam
help
stuff.
with
I'm actually-
posture than yoga and how you sit?
No, can I say,
Yes.
I was
Okay.
on a sedingo. So bad.
When you're like that?
Always sitting like this. And now I've got a long neck as well, so it was always this. And people were like, wow.
Okay.
Acting
So what
is,
does it do? It
acting
sort
is
of
okay, but the
lifts you,
posture is really
right?
crap.
It lifts you.
Well, it also strengthens the core. So as soon
So
as
you stand like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and you're pulling back the shoulders. And as soon as you start, and he was saying, but it doesn't feel natural. The
feels
more you
unnatural.
do it,
It does
the
feel
more
unnatural. It feels
becomes
unnatural to sit like
For
this.
me, this now feels horrible.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much to all my guests. They're going to stick around for dinner. Talking about dinner, we need to fix it up. Put the last couple of details on it. Danilo, what's up?
Yeah, guys, I've been actually laughing at all the comments on the social media sites about my yoga poses. Everyone having a good laugh at my opportunity there. So I'm glad I'm back in the kitchen where I do belong, because clearly I need to do some more stretching before I get back into yoga. So we've just braised our brisket. It's now busy getting ready to go.
It's in the oven.
We need to prepare a side dish, because I know our vegetarians out there and people who are health freaks also want to make sure we get a good side of veg in here.
That's correct. So with cauliflower being so in at the moment, why not just make a cauliflower mash? And that's what we've done today.
Lovely.
So quite simply is we've just roasted some cauliflower just in the oven, and we've taken the florets off and broken them into small little pieces, drizzled with some olive oil, and we haven't seasoned it yet.
Okay,
So-
how long do you put that in the oven
So
for?
in the oven, 180 just for about 35 minutes, but each
Okay.
10 minutes just keep checking it and just shaking the
So you
oven.
almost don't want it to be too soft, I could imagine, because you want your cauliflower to at least be
you want this color on it and sort of that sort of smokiness flavor which will be coming through there. We do actually also have a great range of other cauliflower, a variety of cauliflower. We've got orange cauliflower at the moment at Woolies, which is great as well in this, just to add that color and also just different flavor as well.
Okay.
So that's gone inside there now. I won't put all of it inside, just leave it like that. Actually, maybe I should.
Just put it all in, why not? After my session, I think I'm feeling pretty hungry, so the more you can put it in there, the better.
So the cauliflower is in the blender now. So what I've done as well is I've just taken garlic and I've just cut garlic, basically taken the whole bulb and just cut it in half. Just drizzled it with some olive oil and close it up in foil and put it in the oven. So what that does is just create basically a beautiful
almost like a
garlic
mush.
puree.
Yeah.
So a roasted garlic puree, as you can see there. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that in there.
Oh, that smells good. I'm glad I'm not touching it because garlic stays on your fingers underneath your fingernails for days afterwards.
So we can take that. So we'll add just a pinch of mold in here.
Just a taste.
Yeah, just some black pepper. And then I've got thyme, just to add just some fresh thyme to it, just add some herbs to it as well, obviously.
Good one. He's got time. Do we at home?
So I'm just going to take the stock here, which you could use any stock, but we're just going to be using vegetable stock today.
Okay.
And I'll just be pouring that inside here, basically.
So there's absolutely nothing that goes to waste, really, in this recipe?
Nothing at all.
I love it.
So just you'll pour, obviously, according to how much you want. And then
I know you guys have also got a very cool cauliflower rice, which I love, by the way.
Is
it something that you can use as an alternative to
cauliflower
mash?
Definitely. It's another alternative you can. So I'm just going to basically pulse that just so gently.
And that just goes until it becomes a nice,
so you'll blend it until your desired texture, until you're happy with it, and then you'll be happy.
And only olive oil in there. I haven't seen any kind of unhealthy ingredients.
Olive oil just before while I was roasting the cauliflower, of course.
Lovely. Amazing.
So let's see what that looks like now.
Can I show our viewers just so you know the texture of what it should look like?
But you see, ideally now I would like to still add a bit more stock or a bit more water to that and just keep blending it.
All right, so I'm going to put this back in the blender. You can finish that one up on that side.
Cool.
Like that. We're going to blend that up. And while that finishes blending, we'll show you exactly the perfect way to put this on a plate together with your braised brisket. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're chatting to you again live on air. 083-913-3728, or go into Facebook, Afternoon Express, otherwise Afternoon Chat on Twitter. We'll see you in a bit.
South Africa, are you with us?
We are live on SABC3. It's called Afternoon Express. We've got another caller on the line, Emma, all the way from Bloemfontein. Welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
Hi, Benang. Good, and you?
Very well, thank you. And in case you just tuned into SABC3, the question we're asking is yoga as a way of life. Do you do it? Do you enjoy it? So, Emma, what is your stance on that?
I don't do yoga, but I mean, I've been listening. I don't know what the other viewers think, but my sort of view on this is that I don't think prisoners should be able to do yoga in prisons because I mean, prison's supposed to be a nice experience. I mean, they're criminals. I don't know what the viewers think.
I know what you mean, but it's part of their rehabilitation, you know, Emma. Obviously, the reasons why they are in prison is try to get them to be better people. You don't think yoga can help them do that?
Where's the caller from?
Well, I don't know, perhaps, but if they're having fun all the time, how will they get rehabilitated if they're just relaxing all the time and they don't,
Yeah. No, I hear what you mean, but Brian and Leela were saying there were so many benefits. Odell as well can touch on a few more benefits if you want to hear, but it's all about body and mind and soul and relaxing the spirits and opening yourself up and, releasing stress. But thank you so much, Emma. What I'm going to do, right, is ask Odell to give us just quickly a few benefits, because obviously Emma did miss it earlier, on some of the benefits of just a human being, prison or not in prison, of doing yoga.
Well, for me, quite an important point is discovering your observant self with this whole thing. So instead of acting impulsively, which we all do, I mean, not just people in prison, we all do, is watching yourself, watching the emotions, watching your actions, asking yourself, and I mean, we do that in acting training as well. Like, you imagine this little person sitting on your shoulder and actually watching how people are reacting, how you are reacting towards people, what effect you have, what consequences your actions have. And this obviously will enable you to maybe make calmer decisions, you know, not act impulsively, which I think is quite a big
I
tool.
think it's, I mean, if the caller could just understand that something like yoga could make you more aware of yourself so that you can reflect, which is a thing that I do. I think it's a rehabilitation works a lot if you reflect about why am I doing this? Why am I so impulsive? Why am I? So I think what yoga does to the caller from Bloemfontein, that it helps you reflect, you know, it helps you think about yourself. So, because we're in the business of, if you go to prison, you're supposed to rehabilitate you, you know. You don't want to just let you stew there and come out
not become exactly
come out
as
as a worse off prisoner. That's what prison is supposed to be for.
And what change do I want to make in myself and then in the world, obviously.
But, you know, in summation, closing things off, what is next for you, Irshad, as an actor, Parcella? What is happening? Movies? Are you doing another Four Corners? Where are we going to see you next?
Another Four Corners. There's got a couple of things that I'm doing. Apparently, I can't talk about two of the films that I'm working on one right now called Nume Skoli. I refuse to play a gangster in this one, so I'm playing a cop. Then I'm doing another two this year, and then I'm doing there's a series that I worked on called Matthew Bear with the actor Boris Koja. I played his brother. Wow. Yeah, I played Boris's brother. So we'll shooting that next year again. So it'll be season 2. So it's quite a busy time for me from now on.
All right. And Odell, for you, still going to be a yoga instructor? Are we going to see you on television? No? Yes?
I'm going to be on stage.
Love
doing
it.
Cincinnati,
Wow, congratulations. When does that begin?
Rehearsals July, and it starts in August.
Fantastic. Well, you heard that first time right here on Afternoon Express. Well, I'm going to serve us some dinner, but let me cross over to Danilo in the kitchen.
Yes, our food is finally finished. It is looking absolutely incredible. I see you've put a little bit of garnish on top and adding some of that thick sauce.
So I've taken some of the sauce, basically, which the meat was braising in, and I've just kind of taken it out the pot, and I've just basically reduced that, just to kind of get it all thick and get a nice gravy going there.
Wow, so not only does it taste so good, it looks so good too. Looking forward to taking it to everyone at the table.
Let's go.
Cool, so I'll take this for you. Do you mind taking the brisket, seeing as this is your pride and joy?
Let's go.
Let's go join everyone at the table.
Cool. That looks delicious.
How good does it look, ladies and gentlemen?
Look at that. Thank you so very much.
Guys, I'm going to have to say, guys, I cannot eat right now because I'm fasting, so it's not buka time yet. So I can't eat, but please, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, we need to
Would you pass us your plate at least, and then we can serve the ladies first?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's do that. Just a quick reminder, if you want the recipe, if you want the method, any information about today's guest and everything we spoke about on Afternoon Express today, make sure you log on to our website, www.afternoonexpress.co.za. A big thank you. Lovely to have you.
Thank you. And can I just say from afar, I was very inspired by both of your stories. I've been watching the way the social sites have just blown up about the two of you and the course everyone else is doing and the way we're using yoga to rehabilitate, I think, a lot of our inmates. As much as people might think they don't deserve it, everybody deserves dignity.
Absolutely.
So it's very good to have you guys here.
But Danilo, thank you very much for preparing this delicious dinner. Can't wait to tuck in. Jenny and Bonnie will be back on your screens tomorrow at 4 p.m. right here on SABC3. From all of us in the loft, myself, Bonang Matiba, and of course Danilo, thank you so much for allowing us into your space. From all of us, it's good evening and happy eating.
Can I try and maybe read a few social media sites before we say goodbye? Because I have to.
You have to? You want to?
I really want to.
I'm saying goodbye already because I want to eat.
She's hungry. Well, there you go. There's your meal. You can go and tuck into that. Let's see what you guys are saying on at home. Let's see if we can find some of those tweets and Facebook messages that are coming through. We've got Yolanda. Yolanda just says that, yes, she's definitely going to try yoga because she really thinks that it's a healthy thing. It strengthens your concentration. Yeah. It's good for the body and the mind. Right? Is that correct?
That is
cool.
correct.
I think that's it.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. Danilo, Yolanda, you obviously have a thing for Yolanda, right? Why did you only read your tweets? I'm going to investigate this after the show.
Tag me in tweets and make sure that I'll read them live on it. One of those things, Yolanda.
Hashtag Afternoon Express. It's always such a pleasure. Have a wonderful Monday evening. For all of us, it's good night. Mwah.
Tomorrow on Afternoon Express. With winter in full swing, load shedding is at an all-time high. So we take a look at how you can make the most of those powerless nights. And joining us in the conversation is controversial comedian Loyiso Gola.
Nada. Feel good production.
Join us next time for more fabulous fun inspired by First for Women on Afternoon Express. For an insurance quote, call 0861 11 18 44 or SMS FIRST to 49267.